Hello and welcome to another update video about ICP. Yeah, a lot of you asked me again for an update about ICP. I think the current price action makes it somewhat interesting. ICP is a chart that obviously has shown a lifetime downtrend, which I call a 5-wave move to the downside. Here I have to put a label of a wave 1 to it because it's pretty much an impulse to the downside. And we've been watching for a potential wave 2 rally to start, as suggested in the video only a few days ago, with standard resistance between $10.46 and $42.35. I have to say though, this resistance area, it is a bit questionable because I don't really have a clear start to the chart. So it's measured off that high. So it is very much possible that it will overshoot that resistance area. It is just difficult to give you, to measure a clear resistance, Fibonacci resistance. But I've got 5 waves down off that high here. Yeah, so that's why I calculate the resistance zone from there. We'll see if there are some reactions to it, and we're gonna take a look at the chart. So in the last video, I believe, I can't remember if we hadn't broken out in the last video. But we talked about this trend line, and the trend line break was a potential signal for a start to the rally into the resistance area. So, you could have used that as a signal. That's why I showed it last time. A lot of people who trade these charts or charts like these buy these breakouts. And in this case, that would have worked out well. It often works, these kind of breakouts often work on crypto charts that have been consolidating for a long time. And then suddenly you get bullish movement. And you get these breakouts everywhere. Now, obviously, it's I guess a tough position to enter a trade unless you're a momentum trader. But for a pullback trader, there is nothing here yet. Okay, so again, different strategies, different charts demand different strategies. This here could have been a breakout trade. As a momentum trader, you can of course always get in, but you need to have your strategy. You have a completely different risk. You have completely different type of risk in your portfolio and trades than, for example, a pullback trader or even a breakout trader. But yeah, momentum is up. Definitely, we're approaching now here the standard resistance zone for a wave 2. Be aware this is standard resistance, so we will not really be able to take this structure of the chart until the price breaks above the beginning of that 5-wave move down. And that's basically here at $87.40 or $87.50. So just be aware of that. Looking at the structure, at the moment it is framed here as an ABC structure in a wave 2. Surely it can always turn into something more bullish, but that potential needs to be unlocked by breaking above the 78.6 retrace, because above that level only, the wave 2 correction will reduce in likelihood and something more bullish will come into play. What could be something more bullish? I mean, of course, this could turn into some kind of a 5-wave move. But again, it would need to prove it to us by forming those 5 waves up and breaking above resistance. Okay, so, but again, I often say it doesn't matter to me if I'm labeling this now as a 5-wave move up or as an ABC, as long as we haven't even filled in the structure of the ABC. There is absolutely no difference to me if it moves up in a corrective pattern or an impulsive pattern, because also in corrections you have impulses. For example, the wave A can be an impulse, the wave C can be an impulse. The same way a wave 1 can be an impulse and a wave 3 can be an impulse. So this C wave, we will not be able to distinguish between a bullish and a bearish interpretation until the market has completed all the 3 waves, or ABC, and proves it to us by holding a higher low in a wave 4. Now, at the moment, I cannot even give you a pullback zone for wave B. I cannot give you a target for wave C. We first need to see how the market now develops this, if there are any reactions, if a B wave pullback starts at some point. At the moment, obviously, it's only just broken out, really. So we know that these breakouts can extend quite a bit, and I would not call a top in place until we have hit some kind of a resistance area and until we see a bit of a pullback, right? So at the moment, all I do here, point out the next levels to watch. So we've got $10.46 $15.74, $23.68, and $42.35. Zooming out a bit, we also have some structural resistance. Basically here, these swing highs, they are very, very close to that 1046 level. It's basically the $10 mark. So it's a bit of a psychological resistance level as well. Then we have this swing high, which is very, very much overlapping with the golden ratio, the 61.8 retracement level. And then above that level, we've got the 78.6, well, this swing high here. So there are many of these previous swing highs, they're actually overlapping with the Fibonacci resistance levels, okay? So it's still, it's moving. Momentum is clearly up. Let's see where it takes us. First of all, we go with the trend. Trend short term is up. We've now had a breakout, obviously, but it's only now actually entering that sort of target area for this wave 2 that we've talked about. It's not even entered that target area that we've been talking about in recent updates. Let's see how it progresses in there. It really literally only just broke out, so we need a little bit more price action and structure to really determine where we are. But I can tell you that oftentimes an A wave reacts to the area between the 38.2 and the 50% fib level. If we go beyond that, way beyond that, it might be that, at least from a bearish point of view, it's doing this wave 2 in one go, okay, without a clearly defined ABC structure. So that's just sort of the Elliott or the fib levels will tell us when we have to expect that. Basically, if we get a sustained break above 1574, or at least, if there's no reaction, sort of, okay, maybe we can still accept the 61.8 level, but that would be very high for an A wave itself, yeah? So just be aware that these are levels to watch. And again, is going to be the first deeper pullback that's going to tell us the truth. There's unfortunately no way, to measure all-time high targets because it's a lifetime downtrend. So I would need 5 waves up first, 3-wave pullback to do that from an Elliott wave point of view. I would argue you can't calculate all-time high targets anyway with any TA method, other than unless you make them up, but then you would base it on fundamentals, and that would be purely made up, because fundamentals don't really drive the price. It's all the hype. And as per Elliott wave and market structure, we need some kind of an uptrend first, some kind of a cycle that gives us levels to measure all-time high targets against. Okay, you can't do that when you've literally just had a few green candles. So it takes a bit of patience here. Ultimately, to maintain the uptrend, it would need to hold now, in my opinion, above this trend line. So there hasn't really been a pullback to the trend line. So it would need to hold above that trend line. That's the level I would use. There isn't really much more you can do unless you look at the last swing low here at $6.15. Yeah, so below that we've just already have that trend line here around 550. So yeah, microstructure extremely unclear. Yeah, I mean, I can identify potential 5 waves up, which makes sense in an A wave, but then the 5th wave would be very much extended. I very much in these situations prefer to count it as an ABC structure. So basically this was an A wave, this here is a B wave, and this here is the C wave, because A and C oftentimes have the same length, even though I think it's broken that, but they can easily extend further as well, to the 1.618 extension or so. So let's see if we see a reaction here around the $10 mark, and above that we've got $15.74. That's my update about ICP. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.